the Los Angeles Lakers. Jalen, we know the Lakers got Westbrook, so they have their big three. They didn't have a lot of cap space to fill out the roster, so they went and got a lot of veterans. Look at the ages. This looks like one of my pickup runs. Like, these dudes are in their like late 30s. Jalen Rose, what do you think about all the veterans that they re-added to the roster?
Here's what I think about the Lakers veterans. First off, this is not the NFL. That's a sport where their best player, Tom Brady, can be 43, 44 years old and be a Super Bowl favorite. How about that? Happy birthday, my brother. But here's the other thing I want to say about the Lakers. This is great for a 7-game series. This is excellent for the playoffs in the big game.
Yep.
But you know what it's not the best for? The 82-game regular season.
Yeah,
this is not the best thing for an old team because there's still 82 games to be played. Right? Let me see. 8.
Yeah, 82. Yes, that's
Got
right.
it.
82.
Okay, so what ends up happening in those 82 games? Seedings get decided. And what happens is for the Lakers, now teams like Denver have a better regular season record. Utah has a better regular season record. No, not the Clippers because they're going to probably deal with Kawhi's injury. But the point is, now we know that they likely, just because of their age, solely because of their age, they likely won't have a number 1 or 2 seed.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now all of a sudden you start dropping into a 3-6 series. And I told you last year when they fell into that series when they were the 7-8, fighting for the last spot. Now all of a sudden I say, wait a minute, I ain't never seen a team of 7 for AC win the NBA championship. AD gets injured, they get bounced in the first round. So it's going to be imperative for them. This is why you add Russ, though. This is the main, put the ages back up there. This is the main reason why you have Russ. Because having him, he don't play his age.
No.
Not during the regular season.
No.
Especially. And so he going to be putting up jumbo, supersized triple-doubles, especially when one of their big two, LeBron or AD, is out. And when both of them are out, Russ going to win player of the week in the NBA that week.
Russ is the only one who's going to play more minutes than his age. He's the only one on the team who's going to play more minutes than his age. Everybody else is going to be hovering right around 30 in age and minutes. And with this team, you kind of hinted at, like, I don't think LeBron and AD are going to play 80 games.
No.
Like, I think this is going to be a veteran load-managed team where they put out a different starting five pretty much every single game.
Anthony Davis is going to be terrific when he's healthy, and they're not load managing him, but I'm thinking that's going to be between 70 and 75 games.
If they're lucky.
If they're lucky.
If they're lucky.
And that's what I'm earmarking for LeBron, too. So that 10, 12-game window is paramount in seeding, okay? And this is what makes adding Brody so very important, and the speed that he plays with and the personality that he's going to have playing in front of his home fans. You hope he's going to be a guy that really helps carry your dynamics in the regular season in particular.
Still want to see some more shooting. Still want to see some more shooting. They got Ellington. I can't believe I'm going to say this. They're going to miss Caruso. They're going to miss Caruso.
Yeah, they're going to miss him.
He plays great defense.
Yeah, they're going to miss him.
Playmaker, gets out in transition. I like Caruso.
I do too.
Well, Caruso ended up on the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, he did.
Jay Tucker re-signed Duncan Robinson. Where do these moves put the Heat in the pecking order of the Eastern Conference in your mind?
So it put the Heat in position to give Pat Riley, the Godfather, one last run at a title contending team. And you know I've affectionately called them the Miami Mafia for almost 2 decades now. He's not going to just allow the Nets to have a big three and Giannis to win a ring and then not make moves in the offseason.
Hold on.
That ring bells.
This is a title contending team? This Miami Heat team is a title contending team with Butler, Adebayo, Lowry, and Robinson?
They signed 4 of their 5 starters yesterday. That's putting all of your chips in the middle of the table. And here's what I want you to always pay attention to. Injuries happen. Players having bad seasons happen. And now when you're in the Miami Heat, you're in the conversation of if you can play your best basketball, who's their coach? Who's the Miami Heat?
Eric Spoelstra.
Okay, so if I was drafting all of the coaches in the NBA, that would be my guy. I've seen him do everything. I've seen him coach a big three with LeBron, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh. I've seen him rebuild a roster with D. Wade. I'm seeing him rebuild this team with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo and Duncan Robinson, who wasn't drafted out of Michigan, by the way. They got the largest contract for an undrafted player.
Jalen, Would you pick this team to beat the Bucks in a 7-game series?
No.
Would you pick this team to beat the Nets in a 7-game?
No.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
That doesn't mean don't do moves. You're going to see Dennis Schroeder get paid. You're going to see Jared Allen get paid. You're going to see Dinwiddie probably go to the Wizards. Just because your team isn't the favorite to win it all, that doesn't mean you don't make moves to not only improve your squad, but this is also better for the game. It's better for the league. You saw the money being thrown around. Hey, Tommy, make the money rain. It was like $1.5 billion, okay? We affect the deficit in the NBA. And now all of a sudden, each team goes into the season that's made notable moves, that's did things during the draft, and they have promise, Jacoby. My Detroit Pistons have promise. Okay? We have motorcade.
What, Kelly Olynyk?
The Chicago Bulls, they have promise.
We'll get to them.
I'm just saying, that's why you do these moves. This is terrific for the East. It's great for the game. I can't wait for this season.
It is great for the East. It is great for the game. I understand why they do these moves, but they are not going to contend for a title. And that is the question that I ask you. You won't say it. They are not going to contend for a title.
So, dog, like the margin is so very slim. Like, I just don't think the Nets and the Bucks are like so much head and shoulders above them that they don't have to play their best in order to beat them.
Disagree.
I'm telling you, dog, because they're gonna defend. Like, the one thing we not paying attention to, you're gonna show all KD offense, right? You're gonna show all Kyrie offense. Show some Harden offense too. But you know what you ain't gonna show? None of them in a defensive stand. That's what not KD do play D. Now they all play improved D, but I'm just saying that's the identity of the Miami Heat. You add Kyle Lowry, who's gonna give you toughness, take charges, sacrifice his body, and make threes. Duncan Robinson, the flat-out knockdown shooter type of sniper. We've seen what Jimmy can do. We've seen what Bam can do. I just told you about Eric Spoelstra. They are gonna be in the conversation. So now teams like Philadelphia, like, uh-oh, what we gonna do?
Yeah, Philadelphia and Boston are now looking.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Like we might not be hosting game one in the first round.
And remember, Boston was the team that made a few Eastern Conference Finals.
Yep.
Philly was the team that was starting a process. Neither one of those teams got to the finals with those squads. Miami got to the finals. The Bucks won the championship. So they're knocking on the door, and you already know that the Nets are anticipated to win it all next year.
Did Ben Simmons get traded?
No.
Oh,
no.
Interesting. Well, Jalen, one team that absolutely reloaded that is not a speculation about where Ball would end up. Maybe the Knicks, maybe he would stay with the Pelicans. Guess what? He's now on the Bulls. Jalen Rose. Do you know why this is bad news for you?
Why?
Bulls and the Pistons are going to be fighting for the 8th seed. Bulls and the Pistons are going to be fighting for the 8th. They got Levine. They got Vucevic. They got Ball. They got Caruso. You know, they've got some young players.
Okay.
Jalen, how do you feel about Lonzo Ball and Caruso?
So you got bad news for me. I got bad news for you.
What's that?
They just signed two guys to like $140, $50 million to play in the backcourt. Not good for a Jacoby these days.
No, Jacoby White.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah.
He was sitting at home watching those deals yesterday, like those two deals, me Ball don't end up me getting paid here.
Yep.
That's just the math.
Yep.
And he can play. But for the East, again, this is what I'm saying. The Chicago Bulls, the Charlotte Hornets, the Detroit Pistons, all of these teams that are going to be possibly vying for the play-in game, right?
That's the play-in tournament right there, those three teams.
That's why you still make the moves, though. Because injuries happen, bad play happens. We just saw